There's another shortcut here. Not exactly there, a little bit to the right of that. Hello gamers and welcome back to the Armbar arcade. I'm Nay and we're still completing Need for Speed The Run. We're running away from the mob in our BMW. We've made it all the way to Chicago in 50th place. Got another 49 people to overtake, but at the minute the mob is our main concern, I believe. Marcus Blackwell, who I think is a member of the mob, he's connected, it says on the loading screen. He's a connected member of the... So that, to me, that means he's in the mob. But we're supposed to be running away from the mob. Even if he's not in the mob, he is an opponent, so we better be defeating him. This is one of those one-on-one rival battles where you've got to defeat him to progress. There's a slight shortcut through the park there, but I decided not to take it. Very twisty-turny city course here. Oh, well, we've just been T-boned, so who cares about the mission now, eh? It's more QTEs, courtesy of Michael Bay. Run for your life. And we've jumped in front of a helicopter. This is madness. Michael Bay's hijacked our game. He's hijacked our racing game and made it into some sort of action film. Now I don't really mind this sequence. There's been a ton of driving across Midland America, so a few QTEs are just going to break up the action quite nicely for us here. Bit of Mirror's Edge style parkour, some Shenmue style QTEs, and some GTA style wasted deaths. There's a bit of a curveball to have L2 and R2 to press after all the face buttons, so it's not surprising we missed that one. Because he's wanted by the mob and the police, he's really got nowhere to hide. Oh, that was a nasty back elbow. Alright, let's continue the run in a police car. All good. So we still gotta... I know we gotta get out of Chicago now. So we got 5 minutes to get out of Chicago. Now, the odometer, where they count the miles down. Oh, police helicopter. People are really after us. But yeah, the odometer seems to be a bit off with some things. Like, obviously, when we're going fast through the... oh, swerve to avoid the... Oh, it's quite hard to swerve on these wide city streets. Yeah, the odometer seems to speed up when it wants to and slow down when it wants to. Like, it says we've travelled 2,005 miles so far, which obviously at our average speed of 132 miles an hour, that sort of would be about 10 hours driving, if not more. So, obviously we haven't done that. But we are currently being fired upon by a mob helicopter, so that's a thing that's happening. In a police car. It's taken a turn for the action film, definitely. Get out my way! Oh, there's some lights. Yeah, we could really do without this helicopter firing on us. That was a needless camera change, seeing as we went straight back into being in control of the action. Like, what was the point? What were they trying to show? Oh, and of course the police car has no nitrous because the police aren't massive race fans. Oh, glad that wasn't us. Yeah, the mob are really going in hard here. I mean, we've got to owe them less than $20 million because obviously the woman who's helping us wants a cut, we need a cut, and the prize money for the run is $25 million. That said, would the mob be this aggressive for someone who owed them $25 million? Surely they'd want to get it back off him. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand really what he did with the money that he owed the mob. I don't understand why they're after him. It was just established at the beginning of the game that they're after him and they don't really like him. But I would have thought they'd want him to win this big race because then they get their money back off the woman who's going to sort everything. So a bit of an odd plot point there, but we'll let it slide just for the sake of it being basically an action movie. Escape from the car. If you'll let me, I will. It's more QTEs, I'd assume. It's no time to sleep, Jack. Oh, yeah, seatbelt, come on, take it off. Right, good. It's kind of heavy rain style looking about to find stuff to help us out the car. There is a train coming, Jack, so if you want to hurry it a little bit. Yeah, the door's a good place to get out, come on. No, the door isn't a good place to get out. Like, this train is coming. Get out, mate. Oh. They probably made that very close, but it felt very close as well, so props to EA for that. You'll never guess what this part of Chicago is called. Lower Wacker. We're on the run now. We need a new car. What are we getting? An Audi.
Listen, Jack. No race is worth your life. We can stand down if
Nobody's standing down.
Well, it would be pretty stupid not to be in a car here because quite obviously we're going to need to race to get away from the mafia. So I feel like we're going to go with the Quattro. Classic rally. That's the end of stage 7. The Chicago approach is complete. We've gone through Chicago and hopefully out the other side. Here we go. We've got a nighttime city. A daytime city. Or just an orange looking nighttime city across the Great Lakes, Michigan and whatnot. 6 positions to gain here, get us down into 44th. Some police action going on behind us. And in front of us. I'm loving this Audi. Yeah, no, it's handling really nice. So we've got the police all round us. I'm not damaged. How dare you call me damaged? So yeah, I think we're still trying to escape out of actual Chicago because this is kind of city streets. Hopefully we can get out pretty soon. Get towards the Great Lakes, some more scenic stuff. Or we could just look at the world upside down. That's pretty scenic. There we go, fierce battle for 48th place now. I think everyone can just about taste the end of the race. The battles are going to be more fierce, the police are going to be harsher. Everything's gearing up for the big finish. 44th is where we need to be for the end of this. The trees are not solid. Repeat, the trees are not solid. That was a shit roadblock. Try harder. Iron is solid. Repeat, iron is solid. And with 0.4 miles to go, I think that might have just ruined our race. Which means we're going to have to punt ourselves as hard as we can into this so we can have a reset. We could do this. Got no nitrous is the only problem. We're going to have to let that build up. Try and cross the finish line. Okay, maybe not. Oh, we can do this. We can do this. We can really do this. The police car's not going to win the race. I am. Damn right. We're going to pimp your ride. 44th. We've got to overtake 8 opponents here, and we're at Lakeshore Drive in Chicago, Illinois. Gearing up for the end of the race. We've got a bit of rock music, sounding a bit sort of rock indie. Going through for 42nd place. Nighttime, 10th finish. This is where it's at. Don't want to get too complacent, but this Audi's really nice, so we should be able to do some good stuff in it. Let's wait for a straight and then we can really put the hammer down with some nitrous. It's not exactly a straight, but it'll do. It's a shortcut. There's another shortcut here. Not exactly there, a little bit to the right of that. There was a shortcut. I saw it, just a little bit too late. We've got 1.5 miles to go. We need to get up into 36th, I think. So we're going to have to do some work. But we can see him. We can see the guy in 36, so that's always good. Probably going to have to nitrous it across the line. Get out of my way! I don't understand. Every time everything's looking good, we end up hitting someone. It's a decent checkpoint, though. We should be able to win from there if we can't win this time. But I think we can win this time. Just need to come through, put the hammer down, navigate these twists and turns, and look behind us. They are coming up fast, but not fast enough. As we make our way out of Chicago. 36th place. It's getting tense now. So we're coming down Interstate 75 now. We got 556 miles to go, 7 positions to gain, and this is going to be a pretty fast run down the interstate. Shouldn't be too hard to gain these 7 positions. These kind of stages remind me of stuff like the original Burnout. There was an interstate stage there where you could really just let it go and build up your nitrous and really get ahead of your opponents. I don't think that game was quite as rubber bandy as this one, but I'm sure there was a little bit of that to it. It's night time here, so it might be a little bit difficult to see oncoming stuff. Well, not oncoming, but the back of vehicles that we're going faster than anyway. Going to keep the nitrous on down here for as long as we dare. Just 2 positions to make up. I think 3 miles or so to go. Got to be a little bit careful there. Just bumped that white car through some road closed signs because we're not afraid to go down closed roads. There's another sign from out of nowhere. And we're onto a little straight section. Where are these guys that we're chasing? I think we can just about see one in front of us, but they've really got away from us. She said something. I didn't quite hear her. They're after you, Jack, or something? Maybe it's the mob. Hopefully not, but knowing this game, it probably will be. One thing oh, no, it is the mob. There's the mob. Avoid gunfire once again. It's one thing to tell you to avoid gunfire, but it's quite difficult really. They've got automatic weapons and we're only allowed to go on certain bits of road where we're not going to crash, so we've done okay so far in avoiding gunfire. I'm just saying if they were really trying, it'd be very difficult for us to avoid gunfire. Anyway, we're going pretty fast down here away from them. We should be able to come through the finish line without too much trouble. I don't know quite how we're going to deal with the mob still being on our tail after this, but we've made it down to 29th, so that's pretty good. So more freeway, just 476 miles to go, and we're going to battle to Cleveland. I'm assuming the mob is still on our tail, which isn't ideal, but we've got places to gain as well. We've got to beat 3 opponents as well as avoiding gunfire and the mob, rubber banding, time limits, you name it, we've got to avoid it. One thing I do wonder about these guys who are in like 28th now is when did they start the run? Because when we were in San Francisco we were like 210th. Like where were they? Were they somewhere in the plains just having a coffee break or something and they've just forgotten it's a competition? Or did we all start at the same time and they've just gone about the same pace as we have? I don't know. I'd be interested to know. So we just got to hold on to the lead here and try and get sight of the final opponent to overtake. This stage hasn't been too hard, but I don't really want to jinx it by saying that. We've still got the mob on our tail and we don't really know what this last guy is going to be like. Hopefully he doesn't have too sporty of a car. We're about to find out because we defeated that opponent. Ooh, careful there. And yeah, we've just got to keep being very, very careful. Ah, here's the guy in 26. Oh, he's just got a blue car of some sort. I think it was a Nissan. Oh, and we're flying. Okay, that's new. And lamppost. Okay. We're still going. That was a bit of a crazy crash there. But hopefully we were alright and not dead. Whatever happens, we've come back to life now, and the mob is still... Oh, takedown. Very nice. The mob is still after us, although one less car now. And the lamppost is still out for blood as well. I think we've got a little bit too far behind, so I'm going to reset. So we're going to hold on to this lead for just another 10 seconds. This is good. That's bad. And he's flown right by us. So I think we've got to reset again. Through there. Oh. Yeah, I think I did jinx it when I said that we were going to do this stage pretty easily. Because we're not. Clearly we're not. We've just done a wheelie there. One interesting thing is on the loading screen between the resets, it said, try to use resets sparingly by driving carefully. How can you drive carefully with the mob on your tail? It just doesn't make any sense. And we've run out of time. Right, we are definitely going to do it this time. No excuses. Okay, the excuse was there was a car parked right in front of us. That's my excuse. Big gunfire here, and oh, thanks for that. That's so kind of you. This stage, man. This stage, right? We've got 10 seconds to hold on to this lead. We can do it. I believe in us. Well, myself, anyway. I mean, you're not really playing, but I am. Opponent defeated. There's the finish line. 26th place is ours. That feels good. Well, that is going to just about do it for this episode of Nay Completes. Need for Speed the Run. We are in 26th place on the way to New York. Tune in next time when we make it to New York. We win the run. We win $25 million, or at least our share of it. We appease the mob. Everything's back to normal once again. And we can finally sleep easy knowing that a man won a race. Leave in the comments the worst piece of loading screen advice you have been given by a game. Like this video if you liked it. And I will see you next time on the Armbar Arcade.